Opposition lawmakers today toppled Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper's government, triggering an election that may result in an alliance to reverse his corporate tax cuts and overturn plans for more military spending. Our Ottawa Bureau Chief Theo Argitis joins us on the phone with the details. Theo, thanks so much. I know this is breaking news, so if you can, what happened with Prime Minister Harper's government? What was the cause of this?
Well, that's a good question. The government put out a budget this week that was rejected by the three main opposition parties. And the opposition parties also have raised questions about the ethics of this government following a string of incidents of allegations of influence peddling and accusations that the government has been keeping some costing of its legislation from lawmakers. So they decided the three opposition parties who hold the majority of seats. Harper's government doesn't have a majority, it has a minority, so it relies on the support of the opposition parties to remain in power. The three opposition parties grouped up this week and brought down the government and triggered the country's fourth election in 7 years.
Theo, if in fact this election is held as early as May, is what we are hearing, the Conservatives would likely win most seats in election, but not enough to govern. Is that correct? And if so, would they have to form a consensus with some of these other opposition parties?
The Conservative government has been in power since 2006, since January 2006, and has been governing on a vote-by-vote basis, on a law-by-law basis, seeking support from the opposition parties to get legislation through. And that has worked, for a little while. It tends to work for a little while, and after 2 years or so, the opposition parties gang up and defeat the government. It's not uncommon for Canada to have minority governments, and minority governments don't have a long shelf life. So this government's time has come, and the opposition has defeated it. Now, there is a possibility that after two Conservative minority governments, that if the electorate decides that they'll be bringing back another minority parliament after this election, there is speculation that the opposition parties will, which tend to be more left-leaning than the Conservative government, will and have more in common, will somehow form an alliance to govern. The Conservatives don't have any natural allies in the Parliament. In terms of, they're the Conservative government, and the other three parties are more left-leaning.
Right. Theo, Canada's dollar, the loonie, how did it react to the news?
Well, I think it hasn't. Let me check my Bloomberg here, Mark.
That's exactly what we're all doing. We're looking at our terminal right now. We have it on the screen. It seems it's up almost 0.6% right now.
Yeah, it seems to have been weak earlier in the day, and it hasn't really reacted to the election. The thing about the election, about the parties in Canada, all the major parties, is that they all agree that the country should have a strong fiscal position, that the deficit, the budget should be balanced. So unlike the UK elections last year, where you had differences on the issue of how quickly to balance the budget, in Canada that's not an issue. All parties agree that the budget should be balanced. The markets don't expect that whatever sort of situation emerges from this election, that the country's fiscal position will change. So there shouldn't be any major impact on the bond or currency markets.
Bloomberg's Ottawa Bureau Chief Theo Argitis joining us live on the phone. Theo, thanks so much. Appreciate it.